So this is using that same kind of sales model that we were doing in Power Pivot. This is now within Power BI. So this is the desktop. This is a desktop client. You just go out there, do a Google search on Power BI, and you'll see the desktop client. You'll be able to download it for free and connect it to data. Just like you can model data behind the screens of your spreadsheet with Power Pivot, you can pretty much do the similar modeling here inside of Power BI. You can create new measures, new columns. Again, you can go back behind the scenes here and you get all that data just like we had. You can do some relationships across your data. So this is all of that that can be leveraged here. This is kind of what's going on behind the scenes of the model, but the business users, once that's in place, can go ahead and drag and drop to their heart's desire. So in this example, we've got looking at sales analysis by product, and we're looking at maybe our current year-to-date versus prior year. You can do these little kind of key metrics, so just kind of giving you the aggregate values. And again, as you click on here, if I want to look at just other or retail, right, when I click on retail, it'll update everything on the screen to be retail. So again, it gives me that quick synopsis of what are my sales, gross profit percentages on just retail, and what are my charts reflect of that as well. So go here to click on customer. Right now, this is a different flavor, looking at our customer analysis, sales by customer. We've also got gross profit with maybe a trend, or maybe not a trend, but a kind of a two-axis where we've got our gross profit percentages and our values there. So we can see, geez, Fry's is really high on margin, but really low on dollars. We'll click around and just say, oh, I want to analyze just Jason Lee's sales, right? So we click on Jason Lee, and now calculate what's Jason Lee, but what was he, maybe instead of period 9, what was he period 6, right? So it can recalculate and readjust based on, just like those slicers are in Power Pivot. You have the same kind of thing here within Power BI. Maybe you want to do more of a trend chart. So I click on trend. Now we can actually RB trending over time by quarter. And we want to look at just maybe Costco sales. All right, so we can kind of see just Costco and see how that looks. Click on geography. You also have the ability to kind of map data. We kind of show you how you might build something like this real quick on the fly. So you'll notice I've got these different tabs, and this is kind of the new trend in the BI and analytics space. So the whole self-service. Some people think of self-service being this tool, like in kind of the leader who kind of led the charge on this, and everybody is in essence now playing catch up and getting. I think you'll see this trend change over time. Tableau, right? So if you have Tableau in your organization or people are using it, this is a great alternative. It's in essence like all the other vendors, coming up with a Tableau-like experience, and this is from Microsoft Power BI is a great option to kind of give that similar type experience. So let's say I've got these different tabs down here. If I click on plus, it's like adding a new tab. Okay, on the right-hand side, you notice here I've got visualizations and fields. Okay, so you've got these different charts. So if I wanted to see maybe again a pie chart based on customer, if I click on the pie chart and drop that in here, and I can resize it, maybe I want to go ahead and drag it a little bit to the right. Okay, and I want to go here to and grab my customer, and I'll grab the customer name, and I'll just drag that to my legend here. Okay, and I go down to my values, and so in this case, let's go ahead and look at our sales by customer. So if I go down to our sales and go down to our, look at quantity, go to sales, let's say year-to-date amount. Okay. So now, again, I've got this chart, but if I want to go ahead, instead of looking at that as maybe a pie chart, maybe I want it to be a donut, right? I can just click on the different visualization, and it'll update based on what visualization you choose, what shows, okay? So that's how maybe the other thing what we can do is just those key metrics. So we'll go ahead and select a key metric here, and we'll just go ahead and drag in a value. See if this takes it as well. Right, so you can go ahead and just do those values to kind of give you the quick snapshot, and then you want to add some slicers. So just like we did the slicers before in Excel, click on a slicer here, and we'll go ahead and let's say we want to do a slicer based on like product group. So go down here and grab maybe our product group description. Okay, and now we got our customer, and we just click on our accessories, or home appliances, or put multiple values together. So that's kind of an example of how you basically can just drag and drop your elements into your canvas. You can also do things like tables as well. So like a crosstab or matrix, which would be kind of like a pivot table, or even a table. And that's sometimes where people say, hey, I just want to get the data. Right? I don't want to just see all these charts. This is great because you can go in here and say, okay, I want to look at my product group and my subgroup. See both of those, and I want to look at maybe my sales amount. So I can grab my year-to-date sales, and I can grab maybe my gross profit year-to-date, and even my percentage year-to-date. Okay. So, we can go over here, and and that might be what the user really wants to see for their example. Okay. So the way this works, you kind of build the different tabs, you build your content, and then to publish this, you go ahead and click on the publish icon here, and that'll actually then publish it to Power BI in the cloud. Okay, and then so you have to have an account. I think there are some limits on you can put some stuff out there and refresh certain size content. So there's a free option in the cloud as well. So that this desktop client to drag and drop and build content is free on the desktop. You push this to the cloud, and there are some free elements to that. And then there's, based on what you're trying to do in the cloud, there is also a paid component as well. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. We can kind of dive into those details with you.